Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is MaximumDonut. Please call me whatever you like. MD, Donut, whatever. I'm down. I'm game. Alright, sorry about that weird start to the commentary. Thank you very much for joining me for another episode of Road to Humanity. I'm currently sitting at 34 Humanity, which is coming along very nicely. And this guy, Dale something, man, was he laggy as hell. Which was made scarier by the fact that he was throwing out parries with a giant, with the Black Knight Great Axe. So that was, yeah, so it was a very scary experience. But anyway, he's using the Mask of the Father with, I think it's a, man, hard to tell sometimes. I think it's the Elite Armor. With a few pieces of what? Wow, that's bad. But anyway, he was just lagging around so much. It was really difficult for me to, really do anything tactical or anything like that at all. So pretty much there wasn't really that much to say. One thing that I should mention is I recorded all of these sessions, or quite a few of these sessions in a row. And in the latest few sessions, I've actually been dueling in the Berg. So yeah, I've actually really been enjoying dueling in the Berg. Although I probably will go back to the Kiln again at some point. The Berg has a lot of really honourable PvPers, so yeah, I think I'll be spending a lot more time there in the future. So anyway, this guy's using Smo's armor with the with the Silver Knight shield, and he's using like some kind of light sword, which I'm not too familiar with. It might just be one of those. Oh man, I think that if you really want me to to identify every weapon and armor set, I think you're barking up the wrong tree. I consider myself sort of fairly experienced and know quite a lot of the weapons, but I definitely don't know them all. Dale9YO, this is the same guy that was just lagging like hell before, and so I was really worried again that this guy would just start lagging all over the place. And so I think with this guy, I didn't play as honorably as... Oh, wait, no. I think that is perfectly justified, because I predicted where he was going to do his... that he was going to just throw out his parry without having set it up at all. So yeah, I think that was fine. One thing that I will say is, in situations like that where they're walking towards you and just parrying, if you can predict when they're actually going to do that, that is really the only time that you'll be able to entirely encircle them and then backstab them. So I think that is fine. So basically, if they're walking towards you and they throw out their parry, and you predicted that they're going to throw out their parry and started encircling them before, then backstab them, then I think, according to my sort of honor code of not trying to backstab as much, is fine, basically. So, I mean, I'm not saying that that's a philosophy that everyone else has to ascribe to, but that's just something that I do. I just don't like going for backstabs in general. Anyway, I think that did, however, conform to my sort of honor code in general. Okay, at the end there, I don't know what he was doing. He was sort of like running away or whatever. So I was just running him down because I was on so much more health than he was. Yeah, I just decided to eat a few shots and trade with him whenever I could. This guy obviously had a phantom, so I used my Black Separation Crystal to get the hell out of there. I think that guy messaged me later and said that he wanted to fight me one-on-one and just had the phantom there. Or the phantom will fight me one-on-one or whatever, so, whatever. This is the balls. He's got the he's infected with eggs, and he's also using the Shotel with a grass crest shield and some light-ish armor. That jumping, sorry, it's not actually a jumping R1 attack, sorry, jumping R2 attack. It's actually just a regular R2 of the Black Knight Great Axe, just in case anyone didn't know what that was. Which actually can be parried. In one of my previous videos, I do actually get a successful parry off on it. If I was any sort of more skilled at Dark Souls PvP, I probably would have capitalized on that a little bit better, but anyway. No matter. So, I think this guy's build is actually quite unique. I mean, I can probably count on one hand how many times I've actually seen someone use the egg, like the infected head egg thing. And it looks really gross. I'm not sure what exactly his build was. Oh, okay. This was another guy who like basically when he lost sight of me, he must have assumed that I was using a using my Estus to heal. So he actually popped a humanity himself, and I do message him later on as well, telling him that I wasn't actually healing. And but unfortunately, because he healed, that means that basically all bets are off, and I will lag stab and everything. I really don't enjoy doing that, but I mean, well, he healed, and so, you know, if he doesn't want to fight honorably, or according to my honor, then I'm not going to conform to my honor rules. But I think he does invade me later, and we do have a bit more of an honorable match. So I don't know. You guys at this stage know as much as I do, because I played this a fair while back, and I do forget things quite easily because, you know, I'm not as my mind is not as alert and agile as it once was. Oh yes, yeah. So I think he was messaging me back, just saying, oh, okay, so yeah, because I messaged him saying that I wasn't actually healing, but anyway. Okay, this guy's definitely using the Elite Knight armor with the crest, shield, and one of the lighter swords. Yeah, I actually quite like the look of this. The Elite Knight armor. I probably will create a build with it in the future very soon. Yeah, I reckon that actually looks really cool. Okay, so as pretty much as with most matches that I've been playing on this particular character, I'm sort of trying to judge my spacing. I'm trying to like judge spacing properly, and trying to just, you know, get into effective trades. There he pulled out his you know, Great Lord Greatsword, I think, or it's a Greatsword, I'm not too sure. So yeah, I was two-handing my weapon before, but I switched to the one hand, and there I knew that he was low enough that, you know, if I did maybe 1 or 2 shots worth of damage to him, that he would go down. So I decided to just trade with him since my poise was high enough. I'm beginning to realize that maybe I should play with lower poise, since I am getting, well, I consider myself to be getting a bit better at the game. But yeah, probably not for this particular Road to Humanity, although if I do one in the future, maybe I'll try and do it with 0 poise. If you guys have any comments or have any suggestions, please let me know. I think that this entire series in its entirety will only run for maybe like 15 or so episodes, so I probably will do another iteration of this series with a different character, with a different build and whatever. Yeah. So yeah, let me know what you guys would like to see. So this guy was using the Greatsword of Artorias with the full Giant's armor and the Mask of the Father, and pretty much like he was being incredibly aggressive, but he was being aggressive in a very sort of, I don't know, like he was just circling behind me all the time, trying to get the backstabs, and like, you know, to be fair to him, I was going for parries quite a lot against him, so, you know, whatever you have to do, man, that's fine. I actually had a lot of difficulty dealing with this guy, That's because he was not afraid to get in exchanges like. But I did go for the backstab there because he was like in his sort of advances he was leaving himself open to it a bit. I know I think I divided my honor code just a little bit there, but I didn't really think it was that bad. And yeah, props to him anyway. He managed to overcome me even though I did abandon my honor code just a little bit. So I do apologize for all of you watching out there. Anyway, I invade him again, the exact same guy, and he like comes in and tries to attack me while I'm bowing. So I don't really regret like my decision to fight dishonorably in the last video. And yeah, it's I really don't like getting in these kinds of situations, but like if that's how you want to play, well then I'm not going to really afford you any, I don't know, any mercy, I guess. And he tries to flask as well. I mean, I did get a really strong sense in my last match against this guy that he really wasn't playing that honorably, but anyway, well, he can fight in whatever way he chooses, I suppose. I invaded this guy, and like I think he was actually trying to get back to the bonfire, and then the fog wall came up just as he was trying to get there. So yeah, he's using the effigy shield with the. Sometimes I have difficulty telling apart the spears, but I'm pretty sure that's a Silver Knight spear with full paladin armor. And I actually had a lot of difficulty dealing with this guy. He's actually like one of the better spear users that I've fought against, I think. And in general, there are a few weapons that I have a bit more difficulty dealing with. The spear being one of them, and really aggressive, like quick heavy weapon users, like claymores. If I don't manage to get the parry off on them, then usually I'm in quite a world of hurt, and particularly if they use Dark Moon Blade buffed like light heavy weapons. So I consider, I mean, like that, I'm sort of really making that up, that sort of light heavy weapon category, but I'm talking about things like the Black Knight Great Axe or the Claymore, which all have really like quick attacking speeds, and also if you use them correctly, they're actually quite unpredictable. Yeah, I have a lot of difficulty dealing with them if they're played correctly. And otherwise, people who use like boulder, side sword and stuff, if they used correctly as well, then I do have difficulty dealing with them. And finally, people who actually parry effectively, because my my attack patterns, like most people's attack patterns, can be predicted. Yeah, and I like sometimes it's just so tempting, like just to stick to what you know. So yeah, I mean, like for example, I really like doing the I really like rolling off to one side and then coming in for an attack. Yeah, and that is actually quite predictable. And I like to do, sometimes I like to do the like after rolling attack, and that can also be quite predictable, and it's actually something that I look out for when I play against people. That particular pattern of attack of rolling and then attacking, it makes it quite easy to get a parry off. There you saw me going for parry just at the beginning of the match, because like a lot of people are eager to get their first attack off near the beginning of the match. I've played against this guy Bounty Hunter before, I think, but he's changed his build from the character that I played against before. He's using Elite Knight armor with the with Soler's shield, and he's using an S stock, I think. And basically, he's just plain turtling, and he went for the. I'm pretty sure he went for the chain BS there, but he wasn't. He's not good enough to get it, I suppose, or maybe he's just not got that particular timing right. And anyway, I defended properly against it, but regardless, he did do it quite late. And basically, he's just spending the entire time sort of turtling, like even before I start going for the backstab, which I did now because he was sort of, yeah, I mean, pretty much playing against this guy was really no fun at all. I mean, you know, I'm not saying that this guy is a particularly bad player, but it's just that this particular play style, I mean, even though I did use the S stock for quite a long time before, I didn't really, well, maybe when I first started playing the game, I played maybe a little bit like this, but then as time went on, you know, I went more for the parries, and, you know, I had the Hornet Ring on basically to deal with cheeses and to get like really high damage parries. But, you know, playing like this is just boring. I mean, like, you know, basically he's always backpedaling, he's never throwing out attacks, and so, you know, I mean, this I doubt is entertaining for you guys to watch. I mean, well, it's just he's not really doing anything, so I mean, that's mainly why I'm going for the backstab against him. And there I get an untargeted backstab, and, you know, like, yeah, a very unentertaining match to watch. I'm sorry that this is the final match of this particular episode. I think around episode 6 I'll be, or episode 7, I'll start doing matches in the Berg, and they pick up. They really do. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, please stay tuned for more Dark Souls PvP.